Thank you for this special evening. We are so grateful for what CTA has done for our children and our community. Dan and I appreciate the efforts of our many family members and friends who have traveled to Columbus to make this occasion extra special for us. I am now turning over the podium to our CTA Board President and my best friend, Dan Chase.
Before I start, I would ask everybody to stick around because we have a little musical surprise at the end of my speech, and I hope you all will stay around and enjoy that as a pre-Hanukkah gift. Leslie and I thank you all tonight for this special honor. We would like to acknowledge and show appreciation for our headmaster, Rabbi Tzvi Kahn, who has worked so hard since 2007 for our school and for our children. We have all gathered here tonight to fully appreciate the school that we love. In the Jewish view, the day actually starts at sunset. Our day, our opportunity begins tonight. Leslie and I were invited to share this stage with you about 4 months ago. My immediate reaction was, it wasn't my time. Allow me to explain. First, when I was mourning the loss of my mother in the past few years, I grew out my beard. And Leslie had to endure this beard, my gray beard. Then all of us know that the average age of CTA honorees is somewhere between about 80 and 100. For you men in the audience who, like me, always need translation, women don't like reminders that we're getting older. But the dinner committee was very clever. They sent out a shaliach, a subtle messenger, to gradually convince me of the fine points of being honored, John Hartstein. He was able to convince me how foolish I would be to refuse. If I remember correctly, it's something to do with the use of my hands and my career as a surgeon, something like that. I may have that wrong. It's all kind of a blur. The next thing I know, they're printing out invitations, they're making the adjourn, I'm writing a speech. Thanks, John. But seriously, this time of transition is a time to be very, very optimistic. Our family moved to Columbus 15 years ago. We love the city. We love CTA, which has empowered our daughters with a high-quality secular and Judaic education, preparing them beautifully for college. CTA today is a solid and financially stable institution. We have succeeded over the past 5 years in ways that other day schools would envy. We are thankful for the generous donations of the Schottenstein family, which are such an important ingredient of this success. As we proceed over the coming months into our future, we should all take note of their unwavering financial support and internalize this into our own donor behavior with the same solid and reliable commitment. I am personally indebted to all the founder families, many of whom have direct descendants at this dinner. My personal thanks to the Nudis, Gilbert, Young, and Modes families, and my personal admiration for their steadfast dedication to CTA. Tonight would not have been possible without a very important group of people. Part of tonight's honor is dedicated to all of you who have disagreed with me, given me mussar, given me a hard time, or some form of constructive criticism. Even though some among you are especially deserving of this praise, I don't want anybody to feel left out or unappreciated, so I'll just say thank you to you all. You may think I'm being funny about this, but I'm serious. I've learned so much about how to be a better leader and about all the special ways that CTA matters by listening to you correct me and my approach. Our school has been extraordinarily blessed by the quality of our prior board presidents. So many of you have guided my efforts over the past 3 years. I would like to acknowledge them by asking them to stand now. You continue to be engaged, showing your love for our community and standing with us as we progress into a new era. Thank you so much for your leadership. CTA has made an incredible impact that all of you value. I want to let you in tonight on 2 secrets. After all, this seems a private enough place. It's just the 2 of us, right? What I'm about to tell you was revealed to me when I was given the top secret clearance reserved for school presidents. After that, I was allowed to see firsthand the hidden gears of CTA's machinery. Here's a visual key for you to help you unlock these secrets. About 10 years ago, Leslie and I went to one of our medical meetings together. One day, we took a break to tour the Hoover Dam. There were two highlights of our tour. First, when we went deep inside the dam, seeing its incredible engines make all that electricity. But what was really awe-inspiring was when we got a long-distance view of the dam, which revealed its sheer beauty and immensity. The first secret is inside CTA's engine, the inner workings of our school. Whenever we elevate our deeds and focus our thoughts to be a better person, it is reflected in those most dear to us. This in Columbus would include, of course, our children. It is also reflected in the walls of their special makom, their special place of learning, CTA. If you want CTA to be something more, I humbly suggest that you consider taking on an extra mitzvah. It will end up improving the school. The fuel for our engine is all the midos and mitzvos of CTA's leaders and supporters. Yet, the other secret about CTA is particularly endearing to Leslie and I. From a long distance, where the particulars are too far in the distance to see, Columbus Torah Academy does something unexpected for our children. From one side of this big picture, the children from less religious homes are committing to a daily pursuit of Jewish learning that is not like the peers in their denomination and ends up binding them to children that are not in their social circle. They stay committed nonetheless, building roots that extend deeply to their Jewish soul. When they move on to college and their adult lives, these very commitments ground their worldview, which is naturally Jewish, unapologetically. On the other side of this view, there are more religious children, given a blessed opportunity to live daily in the classroom with children from different religious backgrounds. The crux of their opportunity is that they can show a living example of their family's Torah-observant ideals in action. Also, their natural, innocent focus towards Torah learning, it stirs the curiosity of their peers and inspires a tolerance between denominations, which is genuine, nurtured by the warmth of CTA, and transcends what can be done between parents. Numerous day school professionals throughout the country have told us that CTA's inclusiveness is its strength and the key to its future. All these things come from all these different, really interesting people we invited to join together at the school. The individual details of CTA's responsibility, mission, and curriculum are essential to make us operate. Yet, in truth, the everyday connections that children make with children are agents of the most profound and transformative change. This community must and most certainly will work hard to keep all of our CTA children connected through our school and connected to each other. The second secret about CTA is our broad community of families that Leslie and I love most of all. My mother, Doris Salmonson Chase, Aleha Shalom, taught me by example certain lessons that continue to teach me today. Prime among these was the lesson of patience. Every CTA president had to be patient. It's really essential. Recently, I realized the full depth of this quality and my mother's legacy while learning with my chavrusa, Rabbi Yaakov Frankel, our upper school Judaics teacher and NCSY advisor. Rav Shlomo Volbe, Sacred Tzaddik Livracha, brilliantly observed that the success of patience is achieved by sincerely praying for those you want to be patient with. If they are blessed by HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then they will ultimately be fulfilled. And when that happens, suddenly it isn't so hard to be patient. More importantly, when you sincerely pray for another Jew, you're acting out of Avos Yisroel, love for them, and your relationship automatically improves. I will pledge to you that I will continue to devote every ounce of my strength to the success of our school and to solutions that keep all our families and supporters together. But there are times I cannot accomplish what you want, and I wish I could. So I decided just last month to make a different kind of commitment. Going forward this year, I'm committing Bli Neder to combine my hishtadlus, my effort for CTA, with daily and sincere tefillah for Hashem to make our community even greater. I've shared with our rabbis and our friends that I'm praying for all of them, each with their different needs, to be completely fulfilled from CTA, all of them at the same time, such that through Hashem's help, all of them will get only bracha, simcha, and hatzlacha, only what's best for them through the school. Further, I then asked each of our rabbis and friends to pray particularly for the happiness of those different from them, who are not from their shul and who view Judaism differently. Since Columbus is a city where most people view things differently from your group, this prayer, which is growing daily, is a prayer for all of us. Leslie and I have grown through the full experience of living here. The cost of a community like ours is that with diversity, inevitably, there's disagreement and the frustration of working with someone who cannot support what you want. The source of this frustration is the very ideal that has kept us as a vital holy nation all these centuries, our innate sense of responsibility and passion to fight for perpetuating our Jewish way of living. What do we do with this passion when it comes to our fellow Jews? When we Jews in Columbus manage this powerful force wisely, we build something beautiful together, like in 1958 when we founded Columbus Torah Academy. Our children must learn that every Jew is compelled to strike a balance. There's what I want, and there's making peace. Sometimes we have to put shalom bayis first. We then receive the extraordinary schus, the merit and the deep satisfaction from working past our frustration to real collaboration. I must take this moment to publicly express my deep love and my appreciation for my wife, Leslie, who is my most important collaborator. She and my children, Emily, Ellie, and Julie, have endured the endless hours without their husband and father. Leslie has kept our children focused on all the right things, even while devoting so much time to community work herself. She encouraged me to take on my responsibilities wholeheartedly. I could not have done anything meaningful without her. I love her today more than ever. Leslie and I love all the great people connected to CTA, the thoughtful administrators, the amazing teachers, a dedicated core of selfless volunteers. The board of CTA is exceptionally intelligent and determined, continually refining their focus towards the important things that make a difference for you. But something is missing. What's missing is all the other talented, outstanding, and brilliant people in this room. You all know who you are. You need to join us. We need to build a united and dedicated team for this school. That is how we are going to come out on top. That is how we are going to win. And you're going to love working for a winner. I've asked all the board and staff members here to identify themselves to you at your tables. Speak to each other. Tell them. Tell yourself that you are ready to help. And we will get you engaged this week. There are so many different ways to contribute, starting with volunteer hours in the school's four walls, participating in our major events, applauding on our productions, and cheering on our sports teams. Tonight is the start of your engagement. CTA will then flourish with a growing donor base, forging ahead on the merits of our mitzvos, tefillos, and our patient collaboration. By the time we are inspired by our school's next two leaders, all of us, the people sitting at these tables tonight, united together, will be well on our way to making CTA the most coveted Jewish day school in the country.